So, pwede pong ganun na Senator Tulfo ang kalagayan. Let them explain first before you accuse them and malign and destroy the reputation of an agency of the government for which you...
daw sa PCSO na talagang halata daw.
Tumiklop.
Ano nangyari? Wala daw.
At
Tumiklop.
tumahimik na siya.
Tumiklop na.
Wala.
Oh, baka may corruption.
Yun nga.
Yun ang may
tanong.
common sense.
Diba? Bakit nawala? Bakit
Ayun ang
tumiklop?
pwede mo sabihan si Meldo na common sense.
Yeah,
Bakit
Senator
mo-
Tulfo, ano
Yan.
nangyari dito? What happened to that investigation?
Sana yung investigators mo.
If you're quiet now, that common sense tells me there's corruption.
At sabi
ha?
niya, sa kanyang sariling
Loko ka,
pera,
ha?
mag-hire daw siya ng mga investigators. Sana.
Pero
Sana
wala na.
Tumiklop na.
Well, I think that what si Senator Tulfo has really just revealed to us is his ignorance.
Yes.
No? And he doesn't know that he doesn't know. And he's very, very arrogant
Grabe ka,
about
Mama.
it. No? Na he said, it's just common sense.
Alam niyo mga kababayan,
Si,
mahirap po
si
itong
Tulfo
ginagawa.
talaga mahilig sa,
grandstanding.
grandstanding.
We will call him out on this.
Yeah.
If you accuse, you have to bring proof to that. So kung may discrepancy, huwag kang mag-conclude na may corruption. Pwedeng mayroon lang mga documents na kulang. Pagsalitain mo muna ang COA. Pagsalitain mo muna ang Finance and Review Committee ng Task Force Balik Loob. O sino pa mang, si Galvez pala nakakausap ninyo. And probably, the documents were not available immediately during that hearing. So, give the benefit of the doubt first.
Maybe he's projecting.
Baka tatakbo mo ito sa 2028 baka mag-presidente o mag-vice president. But that is not the way to use power in the Senate or in the government. So we call out on this. We are not depending here. Secretary Galvez, Brother Franco, Ma'am Loreno, pinupuna din namin si Secretary Galvez sa kanyang back-channel talks na ginawa doon sa Oslo sa mga CPP, NPA, NDF, international cadre operatives kina Juliet de Lima. But this is another issue. Nakikita natin dito, number one, ang may una pong may kagustuhan na palabasin na palpak, abusado at pinagkakakitaan ang mga task force balik loob and rebel returnee programs and compensation support and social welfare benefits na program sa pagbabalik loob namin mga rebelde ay ang CPP, NPA, NDF. Kaya sana mag-ingat si Senator Tulfo sa kanyang pananalita at mga pagpapahayag na para bagang dinudugtungan niya at nire-reinforce ang propaganda ng CPP, NPA, NDF. Pangalawa, babalikan namin dito sa Laban Kasamang Bayan, Senator Tulfo. He who accuses must bring forth the evidence. Discrepancy pa lang po nakikita ninyo. Those are objective observations. Those are not conclusive information yet. So, bigyan mo ng pagkakataon at kahihiyan ang ahensya ng gobyerno because you're also part of the government. And be careful, Senator Tulfo, ng propaganda line ng CPP, NPA, NDF ang naging tungtungan ng iyong grandstanding operation. Palagi mong ginagawa yan sa Senado. So sana po, tingnan mo na hindi kalaban yung mga kaharap mo. When you accuse them as corrupt or corrupt agency sila, bring forth your evidence. Dokumento pa lang na kulang ang hawak mo, and those are only initial observations. Napaka-unfair naman yon para po sa amin na nagkaroon ng mabuting ugnayan sa Office of the Presidential Advisor for Peace, Reconciliation and Unity, especially in the times of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Libo-libo po kami ang mga bumalik loob sapagkat nagtiwala kami sa Task Force Balik Loob at ECLIP program. At kung ganun po ang inyong pananalita na hindi nyo po kami nakakausap, kung ano po ang categorization, process, methodology, and mga pamamaraan, kung papaano ka nabibigyan ng social benefit support and financial support, ay sana po nag-imbestiga muna kayo ng kumpleto. Kami po, hindi po kami lahat may armas pag bumalik, sabi nga ni Ma'am Lorraine. Di ba, Eric, ang mga high-powered rifles na ibinalik lang ay mga 8 to 10,000. Pero ang nag-surrender sa CPP, NPA, NDF, mga 25,000. Tama po kayo, Ma'am Lorraine?
35.
35, because that includes already, Ma'am Lorraine, mga underground mass organization, party elements, party branches, local militia, regular NPA. So, pwede pong ganun na Senator Tulfo ang kalagayan. Let them explain first before you accuse them and malign and destroy the reputation of an agency of the government for which you ought to defend also, rather than destroy it on mere initial information lang na nakikita po ninyo. Kaya po, hindi lahat ng nagre-rebelde at bumabalik sa pagiging rebelde papuntang gobyerno ay armas ang kategorya sa pagtulong sa kanila. Ako po wala akong bit-bit na armas, but I availed also the Task Force Balik Loob in my capacity as a leading cadre ng CPP, NPA, NDF. So iko-question mo rin ako bakit binigyan ako ng suporta. So dapat sana po naging open-minded muna kayo bago kayo naging mapanghatol. At yan po ang naging pattern mo at patent ng iyong pagtatanong dyan sa Senado. Every time na may pagkakataon kang bumira, binibira mo lahat at wala kang preno. Magkaiba po ang Idol Rapi Tulfo na programa mo sa telebisyon kaysa function mo at otoridad mo na ginagamit bilang senador.
Correct.
I think that ang what si Senator Tulfo has really just revealed to us is his ignorance,
Yes.
And he doesn't know that he doesn't know. And he's very, very arrogant
Grabe ka,
about
ma'am.
it, na he said, it's just common sense. No, it's not. It's not common sense kasi nga, let's use 35,000 na surrenders, pero yung barrel, sa CPP ay mga 10,000 lang, 8 to 10,000 lang, So, is that common sense? That it only shows that you don't know the whole story. There's so much that you don't know.
Correct.
And it's hard to admit this if your ego is as huge as
Alimol.
really, really huge as that Senate building,
Building.
diba? So that's why you know what,
Correct,
humility talaga is so important in a leader, and it just looks really it's just so embarrassing to look at something like that. And of course I know the people there, a lot of them personally, and I respect them, despite our differences. They've paid their dues to our country. Nagsilbi ang mga yan. They don't deserve that kind of treatment. Well, anybody naman that sits there when you're invited in Congress deserves statesman-like behavior from our senators, At pero nga, kasi nga, itong si Senator Tulfo, I think he's still caught in that persona of being the Messiah and that sort of thing. Diba? That's his, I don't know him not too well, but
The TV personality
yeah, that
that he
TV
is.
personality and the shortcuts, diba? That, in my opinion, is very dangerous because it dumbs down an entire country, That branding of Erwin Tulfo, So, konting respeto and siguro as a senator, what we would expect from a senator is to have a deeper understanding of a problem if he is sincere
Yeah.
in moving our country forward and making it what we've always wanted it to be, peaceful, where there's progress, diba? So, wag agad-agad. But we're not saying naman na kung walang corruption, wag hindi. Observe it, but don't jump to conclusions.
Agree.
And don't be disrespectful there, na tumatalon ka dyan, and you pretend like you know, but really it's really awful. It's cringeworthy to see you say something like that and to pretend like you know when you don't know. And what's even worse nga, like I said, is you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah,
So,
Correct,
Ayos.
ma'am. Kaya importante talaga yung tamang pag-analyze mo sa mga bagay na iyong inaalam.
mahirap pag-analyze kung hindi mo
Kasi-
alam, kung marami
exactly,
kang
ma'am.
hindi alam,
Oh,
di
yun,
ba?
i-pretend
Yan.
Haka-haka
Like, for
mo lang.
example, yun nga, yung
Common
bagay-
sense pa
Sina-
sabi
yan,
niya.
yan, for
Ano
example.
common sense, di ba? Pinagsasabi niya.
Isipin mo, yung kausap mo na sinabihan mo ng common sense, hindi ko naman pinagtatanggol si Secretary Charlie Galvez, pero yan, PMA yan, matagal na yan sa laban against CPP, NPA.
At saka sa mga rebelde.
Yes,
Pati sa
ikaw.
MILF.
Iba ang yung hanay sa kanyang hanay. Ikaw nasanay ka sa iyong programa, yan.
Noon time show ba siya?
Noon time
Hindi naman.
Afternoon show
Yung
siya yata.
sumbungan, yan.
Oo.
May konting respeto. Di ba? Konting respeto sa mga bayani natin,
Yeah.
Kaya yung-
Kasi tayo dito,
Correct.
ganun yung gusto natin i-foster na mindset. Doon sa mga nagbibigay ng buhay nila, magkaroon naman tayo ng konting respeto. Bakit? Nakakaawa naman ng isang bansa na hindi marunong kumilala at magpasalamat sa mga totoong bayani natin. Which is not to say na you cannot criticize if it's warranted. Pero yung ganyang treatment, mahiya ka naman,
Oo. Talagang
Correct,
pinahiya niya doon sa Senado.
Yeah.
At palagi niyang ginagawa yan eh.
Yeah, tuwan-tuwa siya pag
Tuwan-tuwa
ginagawa
siya pag
niya.
pinapahiya ka
High
niya.
na high siya sa
Pero
ganyan
marami
niya.
nagtatanong daw, bakit daw sa PCSO na talagang halata daw?
Tumiklop?
Ano nangyari? Wala daw
At
Tumiklop.
tumahimik na siya.
Tumiklop na.
Wala.
Oh, baka may corruption.
Yun nga.
Yun ang may
tanong.
common sense.
Oo. Di ba? Bakit nawala? Bakit
Ayun ang
tumiklop?
pwede mo sabihan si Meldo na common sense.
Yeah,
Bakit
Senator
mo-
Tulfo, ano
Yan.
nangyari dito? What happened to that investigation?
Sana yung investigators mo.
If you're quiet now, that common sense tells me there's corruption.
At sabi
ha?
niya, sa kanyang sariling
Loko ka,
pera,
ha?
mag-hire daw siya ng mga investigator. Sana.
Pero wala na.
Tumiklop na.
Wala na, tumahimik sila.
Oh,
Are you
tumiklop.
sure? Really?
Kaya
He was
pala-
so bombastic that
Ah,
time, Bidang-bida,
Oo.
Kaya nga
Why?
hindi sana for the show lang ang nangyaring hearing na iyon.
No.
Eh alam naman natin, lagi nilang show
but
ang
wait a
Pero
minute.
nakakalungkot yung yung attitude ng dalawang senador, nakita natin doon we would like also to call out Senator Amy Marcos and Senator Jingo Estrada, nandun sila. Sana man lang sinabihan si Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator, can we give a time for these gentlemen to bring their other records and documents and to explain properly before we conclude? Sana ganun po din ang ginawa ni Senator Amy Marcos at ni Senator Jingo Estrada para ma-remind kung hindi mapapagsabihan itong si Raffy Tulfo. Senador na po kayo. Pag nasa Senado kayo, you exercise the powers vested in your office as a Senator of the Republic, and you do not do that as
Correct.
part of your media mileage or as part of your program sa television.
Correct.
Kung saan ka nakilala.
But it's worrisome that he hasn't followed up with that PCSO.
Question.
Wala pa po,
Questionable yun.
ma'am.
Wala pa?
Ayan ang
Wala pa.
tanong ng ating mga kababayan. Asan na daw po?
Oh my.
At
So,
Ang sindikato ng
Mal-
operasyon ng
correct.
PCSO.
Ayun, halata talaga. Pero ito kasi Eric.
if he's silent about this, then common sense tells us that he's on the take.
Ano
that
ba
there's
ito?
corruption.
May
Senator
corruption din ba?
Tulfo.
Yun ang tanong ng taong bayan.
Yun ang
May
common
corruption?
sense sa akin, Ewan ko sa inyo, yun ang opinion ko.
Opo.
Yan, kaya-
Lorraine, mga kababayan, ay nagkaroon po ng haka-haka, ugong-ugong. Wala namang confirmation, subalit kumalat po itong mga impormasyon patungkol sa napipintong pagbubuwag daw ng Task Force Davao. At yan ay dahil sa mga intriga ng mga intrigiro sa nangyayaring political conflict ngayon sa ating bansa at sa nangyayaring mga maiinit na issues kung saan nai-involve po ang dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At sinasabi ng mga intrigero o mga marunong po sa pangsulsul ng impormasyon na ang Task Force Davao daw ay isang binuong unit ng Armed Forces para magsilbing protektor ng pamilya Duterte sa Davao, which is farthest from truth sapagkat yan po ay binuo noong panahon ng kasagsagan ng mga terrorist bombing and terrorist threat operations in southern Mindanao, particularly in Davao region, even prior to the night market bombing noong panahon ng 2016 or 2017. So prior to that, may mga insidente ng pangbobomba. And because of that, nabuo ang Task Force Davao as a composite unit of the Armed Forces of the Philippines dedicated to fight off terrorism and to secure Davao as the flashpoint of southern Mindanao in that area of Mindanao region. Brother Franco,
Yes.
dahil dyan ay nagkaroon ng pahayag ang Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Take it away regarding that sa aking binigyan ng introduction.
Yes ka, Eric, maliban dyan, meron talagang naging statement na malinaw na sa video footage na ating papakita mamaya, pero meron din siyang naging pahayag dahil bumisita rin siya sa Eastern Mindanao Command kung saan nandito nga ka, Eric. Ang mga sundalo ng Eastern Mindanao Command pinaalalahanan na maging tapat sa isang republika ng Pilipinas.
Nag-iisang republika.
Yes, nag-iisang republika ng
At ang
Pilipinas.
Eastern Mindanao Command, by the way, mga kababayan, Ma'am Lorraine and Brother Franco, nakabase ito sa Panacan, Davao City.
Correct.
Sa pamilya Duterte at lahat po ng mga troll operators, paid information disinformation operators ay nakakalat. At matindi po ang pangangailangan na magkaroon ng opisyal na pagpapahayag ang mga pinuno ng ating bansa, lalo na po sa ating security sector agencies, ang ating sangdatahang lakas especially. At ngayon, nakita natin na hindi totoo na ang trato sa Task Force Davao ay private armed group or dedicated unit exclusively for the use of the Duterte in Davao. That is farthest from truth at binanggit ko kanina, ang pinagmulan yan ay ang pagbangga at pagbibigay ng dedicated force to combat, preempt, and counter any attempts of executing terrorism in the heartland of Davao region, particularly sa Davao City. Your take on this, Ma'am Lorraine and Brother Franco?
Parang for me, no, it was very very important to hear from the Chief of Staff, no, Omet Browner. Number one, it's very comforting, di ba? Kasi nga, yung mga fake news na ganyan, it really agitates the people and gives them a sense of unease and parang ang gulo na, parang there's chaos. So this is not surprisingly, no, the chief of staff was the former spokesperson no, of the AFP as well. So makita mo magaling siya na mag-communicate, and he understands that you have to replace that confusion and that chaos with clarity, and then so that people will be calm. So nasabi na ni General Browner sa atin, no? So tayo naman kalma na tayo, 'di ba? Kasi napakaganda nung message niya, no? I'd like to zero in on his call for unity. No? And that is of utmost importance at a time like this, when there's so much politicizing, and of course, no, by the CPP, NPA, and the F themselves, na pinag-aaway-away tayong lahat. And I wouldn't be surprised kung ito mga chismis na ito, no, na there's a warrant of arrest that's going to be served, no, etc. Unfortunately, si Spokes Harry was one of those who na-kuryente dito, no, but I can also see the hand of the CPP and NPA, NDF in this kind of intrigues that will cause anger and hatred, no, because of course they know that the former president's a very beloved figure, no, so that call for unity by the chief of staff and his information, no, na we have to remain united and the task force is not going to be, hindi siya mabubuwag, is of utmost importance, and this is what we look for in our leaders. So we'd like to thank the chief of staff for being very clear about this.
Ma'am, dugtungan ko lang before itong isang papasok na balita patungkol sa kalamidad na pumasok sa area ng Davao Region. You were correct when you pointed out just a while ago, Ma'am Lorraine, Brother Franco, sapagkat kaninang umaga before I went to the program natin ngayon sa Laban Kasamang Bayan, nag-scan ako. Nagiging habit ko na yung iba't ibang news outfit at iba't ibang news postings. Tinitingnan ko bago tayo mag-onboard. Nakita ko sa website official website ng Communist Party of the Philippines, yung Philippine Revolution Web Central, yung binabanggit ni Ma'am Lorraine, nandun yun. Sinasabi nila na they are very positive, they are very certain, aarestuhin daw ng ICC si Pangulong Duterte at may nakahanda ng warrant of arrest. Ito din ang propaganda ng mga troll operators at ng mga nagsusulsul para magkaroon ng political na kaguluhan sa ating bansa. So, makikita mo, the pattern of propaganda, correct si Ma'am Lorraine, nandun nga sa official statement nila. Yung pagpapalabas ng warrant of arrest daw, parang alam nila at para nakakausap nila ang ICC because ang Country Party Committee ng ICC ay operatiba ng CPP, NPA, NDF by the name of Attorney Cristina Conte. So maybe they have also access to information related to this kind of special project na birahin si Pangulong Duterte at si Vice President Sara Duterte through the ICC. Number 2, ano pa nakita ko, Brother Franco, doon sa website nila, Ma'am Lorraine? Sinasabi nila na napakapaborable ng kalagayan ngayon sapagkat patungo sa pagpapatindi at pagsiklab ng kaguluhan ang konfliktong politikal sa pagitan ng Duterte Arroyo
so gusto nila
at
yan.
Marcos Romualdez. Gusto nila talaga.
Gusto nila yan.
And they are creating conditions by way of intrigues, propaganda, disinformation, and alliances. Kanino sila nakikipag-alliance? Dito, sa House of Representatives at sa remnants na mga dilaw na hindi nakikinabang ngayon sa mga benepisyo under the Marcos administration. So bumuo sila ng No to Chacha coalition. Pero ang likod, mayroon silang coalition against kay Duterte at kay Sara Duterte at kay Rodrigo Duterte at sa mga lumalaban sa CPP, NPA, NDF, including NTF-ELCAC. Kanino naman? Dito naman sa mga paksyon na kalaban ng mga Duterte sa politika sa Kongreso, headed by Speaker Martin Romualdez. Nakikita niyo ang diskarte lagaring hapon. Lumalagari, kunwari, tagapagsalba sa charter change na very controversial kaya ayaw nila ma-isolate, pero nanunulsol sa kabila at kumakabi doon sa alyansa para atakihin ang nakikita nilang most dedicated and formidable opponent of communist terrorism in the country. Si Rodrigo Duterte, si Sara Duterte, that includes of course the SMNI. Which is, hindi naman namin ito itinatanggi, kami ay dedicated anti-CPP, NPA, NDF, and dedicated to fight and defend and advocate for good governance in nation building. Kaya nandito kami. So, tama ang binanggit ng mga punto de vista ni Ma'am Lorraine that all of these intrigues about sa pagbubuwag ng Task Force Davao, as prelude para tanggalan ng suporta si Pangulong Duterte daw ng kanyang mga loyal military stooges and officers nang gagaling mismo sa propaganda meal shop ng CPP, NPA, NDF at ipinapakalat nila sa mga mainstream media and their allies in media sector.
At saka unless proven otherwise, we have to give our government more credit, Kasi one of the worst moves that they can ever do is to arrest the former president, Unless they really want big trouble, 'di ba? Problems that they don't even need to face anymore. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung nag-iisip naman ng ating gobyerno, at totoo namang napakaganda ng mga pahayag dati ng Pangulo, ng Secretary of Justice, ng lahat yan, magkakapareho yung nag-a-align naman. Siyempre may konting flip-flopping, but we have to give our government a bit more credit, So unless proven otherwise, unless they prove that they're not worthy of our respect, But nabubuhay tayo kasi sa isang kakaibang kapanahunan, A very amazing epoch, age of information. Alam nga naman sayangin natin yon. So, wag naman natin sayangin at medyo mulat-mulat naman tayo na parang wag naman tayo mag-react lang kung ano ang ilalagay sa harap natin. React tayo kaagad, nagagalit tayo kaagad. Kasi that's the bulk of what I get in my message box. Totoo bang papa-aresto na si President Duterte? Magkapit-bisig na tayo, susumugod na tayo, ganun din. Relax lang, di ba? Relax lang kasi maraming nagpapaandar tayo at nagpapaandar sa atin katulad ng sino ang master na nanloloko sa atin na puppet master, Pwera sa CIA. Ang CPP, NPA, NDF,
At nahuhuli sila sa sarili nilang bibig at sa sarili nilang mga gawa.
At saka gustong-gusto nila talaga yung sinabi ni Eric nandun na mismo sa website nila na sila ang pinakapanalo kapag nag-aaway ang Marcos at ang Duterte or other political factions, So, tayo naman dito, we also have to be part of government because we are part of government. At saka magmamasid tayo at kunyari ay yung People's Initiative na yan, syempre, we have to criticize and we have to speak out and voice out at yung pagsusupil sa SMNI, yung suppression of media at saka yung for instance, yung like the way you did it when Eric and I were illegally and arbitrarily detained by Congress, yung abuso sa poder. Maganda yon, magsasalita tayo pero aware tayo na meron dyang mga komunistang teroristang pinapaandar tayo. So medyo dapat gising-gising naman tayo na.
Agree.
Pero pinakamaganda dyan, relax lang tayo. Yan ang paalala.
At magmatyag.
Mapagmatsyag.
Mapanuri at dapat makinig kayo sa mga tamang pagtingin at analysis na nakabatay sa katotohanang magkakadugtong na daloy ng mga pangyayari at kasaysayan.
Yan,
At saka and to continue to trust our government. Because the government is not, for instance, Martin Romualdez, No,
not even Marcos
it's
only.
Not just Marcos only. Everybody here, and as we saw, very clearly, it's the chief of staff. He's also part of it. So we can trust. There's the overwhelming majority of our public servants are true to us. So you have to trust government. Okay,
That's
relax.
Right. Correct. Ma'am Lorraine, Eric, at yan, at least malinaw na. Binigyan linaw ni General Bronner, wala na po tayong dapat ipag-alala mga kababayan at natuldukan na ang ating mga haka-haka at mga naiisip patungkol sa pagkakaroon daw ng o pag-aresto at yung pagbuwag sa ating Davao Task Force na napakahalaga.
May I speak in behalf of President Duterte? I think I have the pwedeng magsalita ng ganyan. Si President Duterte, hindi siya natatakot. Kilala niya siya, 6 years naging president natin siya. Alam natin yung puso at yung character niya. Hindi siya natatakot dito sa aresto na yan. Hindi. Kahit konti, kahit isang tuldok. In fact, excited siya sa mga nangyayari ngayon kasi namumulat tayong lahat at nakita niyo naman para din siyang teacher, nagtuturo din, di ba? Na gusto niya edukado tayo tungkol sa mga ganitong bagay. So, kung kayo ay mag-aaklas dahil naaawa kayo kay President Duterte, sasabihin ko sa iyo first hand, hindi siya natatakot kahit konti. He's willing to give up his life for our country.
At siya mismo nananawagan, briefly, Brother Franco rejoinder. He is not for kudeta. He is not for mutiny.
No.
He is not for extra-constitutional na mga pagkilos.
No.
Yung kanyang One Mindanao Independent Movement is only a concept and
out
idea.
Out of frustration also.
At hindi yun, hindi yun nagagawa siya ng hakbang na mag-aarmas ng mga tao. It is farthest from Rodrigo Duterte to do that. At
He's a man of the law.
Oo, nakita ninyo, alam niya ang batas. At pero naintindihan din natin na naging pahayag ng security sector agencies because they are obligated and mandated by their office to make a categorical declaration. And even the former president knows very well where the limits of those calls must end. At alam niya na kapag nag-armas at nag-incite ng tao na pababagsakin ng gobyerno, alam niyang puwersa ng buong estado ang kanyang makakaharap. Hindi po bopols si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte.